Well, we're back at it with another Warpath video, and yes, it's been a week and so, but it's been a busy week, you guys. And I want to do a special memorial for Pickle. You guys probably don't know him. Some of you might watch my videos and know him, but Server 15, the NW Alliance, reached out to us because they are in our Moscow fighting with us. I'm in Server 13 and HWK, Hawk. They found out that this person passed away from COVID, and so they were doing a memorial inside. He finally made it to Moscow, but you know, the base is lost and a life is lost. So condolences to the family, condolences to everybody who is affected by that. A lot of us, we had like an hour where we didn't fight, and we gathered around and also put on our avatar these little pictures that you see beside me. So if you guys have seen it in Facebook or anything else, just send a short little prayer out to them and, you know, and the families and stuff like that, and give your condolences. That would be great. Anyway, let's get into the video, guys. So today's video, guys, I want to speak a little bit about units and officers. I know that seems probably like not what you wanted to hear. Sometimes you guys have been hitting me up and been like, hey, tell us about the Moscow. What the heck is going on with servers 1 through 3? You know, a lot of you guys know I was in 7 and A. You get a lot of you guys know I'm in other servers. You want to know all about it. I'll try to do another video on what happened or anything, but I'm not going to get into the drama, guys. I'm not going to get into all the specifics, because the reason that I started doing videos and the reason that I publish videos is to help the community. Going into all the drama and the BS is just not going to help the community at all. It's just something that people like to talk about, and that's fine. Everybody goes into a war game and they play it for a specific reason. But myself, guys, I'm not going to get into all that. So if you guys want to know a little bit about my Moscows, I will bring that up in another video. But a lot of you guys, over a course of time, the past week and a half, 2 weeks almost, you asked me, you said, hey, Triple G, can you talk a little bit more about units since all of these updates, since the changes, since the, 3.0 and everything? Like, I'm so confused. I played this game. Well, join the club, guys, because, a lot of us that played this game for a while have went through all of these transitions, and we're figuring out things as well, and, modifying things and trying out little different things. I mean, version 2.0 was crazy and version 3.0 was crazier. So it is what it is, guys. But you guys wanted to know, hey, Triple G, what about these new units? And also, what officers should I do with them? Like, this is my first Moscow. I got this new officer. We have these new Air Force officers. Like, tell us a little bit more about these officers and units and what you've noticed and what you think is the best in the game. So if you guys are interested, we're going to get into each topic today. So stay tuned. Let's dive straight into it, guys, and get into the units by their categories and their rank. Okay, now this is just my opinion, but this is what I've noticed since the update, and the improved durability of tanks with the 30% buff, and also the lights getting a buff towards the arty and stuff like that. And I want to bring some key topics to the plate here, guys. Okay, and one of them is, you guys need to know that these camp buffs are super important, okay? And they adjusted them a little because the Air Force now accounts towards the camp buff. Before, most guys did not have 5 units of everything. Most people had like a 4-1 or like a 3-2 or, a combination or whatever. Now, since we have the Air Force, it's easier. However, now they have this 6 of the same units to get an 18% boost. So that means that if you had 6 and you had 2, that's a total of 20% buff towards your units. And yeah, guys, that's definitely a must. So with that in mind, you need to pick out what it is that you want to get those 6 units. So I want you to keep that in mind, because what you have might not give you the best buffs. So you need to choose the things that fall into place for you and the best unit placement so that you can get the camp buffs. I want to bring that up. Now, of course, if you don't have Supreme Commander and your alliance is, burned out and ain't got no buffs whatsoever, that could be an issue too, guys. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. In a perfect world, let's talk about some units, all right? So the very, very first up one that is an absolute must that most people have is the super heavy tank. Why, Triple G? Why is the super heavy tank? I like other tanks. I like fields, whatever. The super heavy tank is the best because not only can it guard the front line or close to your base, but it can also absorb the most damage, guys. This unit, when fully maxed out with fully maxed out military tech, can have over 20 million in durability total. It can absorb a lot of shots, and it is a very, very good unit. Keep in mind, though, guys, that once you get to the very last stage of your camp, right here, this camp rank on Vanguard, the very last stage down here is going to give you parts that are gold plus. That's good, because you guys know as well as I do, you open all these stupid chests and you really can't get the gold plus parts. It's super annoying, right? So for Camp Liberty, it's going to be lights that give you gold plus. So that's an option for you, right? I mean, hey, you're already getting it, and you can put 3, 4, maybe even 5 gold plus parts on. That's an option for getting a real good unit, right? Definitely a plus. Keep that in mind. Vanguard division is going to be the super heavy, and Martyr's Watch is going to be the rockets, okay? So if you're not in the rockets, you know, maxing this one out and getting to the very last level down here isn't going to really do you all that well, right? So that's why I bring it up. Vanguard division, super heavy, awesome. Camp Liberty, even though you get the lights, a lot of people, the second unit of choice is going to be the artillery. Okay, guys, let me get it out. The howitzer. Howitzers are definitely a must. Okay, guys? They are a must. And so I do this one because paired with a light, if you did have a light tank, not only can you have a super heavy and a howitzer to be able to base with, that means I can use my maxed out howitzer and my super heavy and attack bases, but I can also have a light unit, right? And I can have that with gold plus parts, and it counters other people's artillery, right? I mean, maybe you're going for mediums, maybe you're going for lights, but getting those gold plus parts are really hard. You know, when it comes to mediums, it's all up to the way the cards fall. But that unit, super heavy, then the howitzer, right? Definitely a must. And these two things right here, because they are in the Liberty faction, once again, you have to realize, like, do I keep going for more Liberty? Do I get a Liberty bomber? Do I get, you know, a Liberty fighter? How am I getting those 6 Liberty units so that I can get that camp buff? Well, there's a lot of good things in the Liberty faction to help you out. The medium tank is definitely a very, very strong fire-powered tank. The heavy right here is awesome because, you know, it's not as durable as the super heavy, but it can definitely go very fast on the field, faster than any other heavy. So maybe you can find more units within it. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can get a medium tank and a heavy, that's 5 and 6. Then you can get in the Vanguard, you can keep your super heavy, and you can get a plane, or you could go for something like, you know, a medium or a tank hunter inside of there. So there's your 6-2. You know, it just depends on what you guys want. But definitely the very, very first utilized one is the super heavy tank. Try to get it. In the Liberty, try to get your howitzer. And then if you get lucky with your light, it is a very good unit to roam on the field. And you can have your gold plus parts off of, you know, completing the camp missions and stuff like that. The Liberty Bomber is a very powerful unit, but it's spread out everywhere. So it is definitely an option for you guys. Now, the officers for these, I would definitely go ahead and get Guardian of Truth. If you guys can't spend the money on him, it is what it is. You know, Percy and other ones, but I'm going to assume that some of you guys who are deep into the game can go ahead and get them. You're going to want Guardian of Truth and Spanner for sure. Spanner, especially on a super heavy, he can heal massive amounts because there's not a lot of super heavies in your total march, which means that as it tries to get the unit down to dead, his massive healing bonus is going to restore that immediately every time his skill fires off. When you have a medium or a light, it's not going to be so good because the units are going to die and it's going to try to heal units that are not really, hurting yet. So depending on the timing, it doesn't go very well. Okay. Definitely for artillery, you're going to want Antonina and Eruptor. Those two in a combination are just brutal. Just very brutal. Eruptor is more like an attacking type unit, like for like structures or bases and stuff like that. He has a lot of bonuses, and Antonina has a lot of garrison. So, but she has that extra trajectory, so that's always a good one. A lot of people desire that one. Those two are a very, very mean combo, right? And now that we have Winter Huntsman, I bring him up because of Moscow. A lot of you guys are starting to get Winter Huntsman. Winter Huntsman and a Bloody Mary are definitely a good pair on something like a light or a fast unit that we talked about. Definitely good when it comes to that. And if you guys wanted the backdoor with that, tank hunter or something with a lot of penetration, because tank hunters are pretty good whenever they're, trying to, kill units when they're in garrison, and also on the field trying to get those heavies and bigger type of sponge units. Fox is an amazing guy. I mean, especially Fox and Guardian, to do Guardian and Fox on the same. Woo! I'm just telling you guys, them two, man, they really pump hard or whatever. And so, yeah, those two are amazing. Let's skip over to the officers. I know I didn't go over all of them, but some of them were infantry ones. And so I just wanted to go over some of the key ones that'll help you guys out on the field. All right. A lot of people, even though they're getting fighters, the fighters are just circling in the air. They get some kills, but they're kind of annoying. A lot of people are going after the bombers. And I do have to say that this new officer right here, these new ones, they are, wow. I was hoping, we were hoping that this Moscow that opened up, because it said Battle Stars, that the Witcher we would be able to get, but we're in Moscow and I don't see it. So, but she looked pretty interesting when it came to fighters. But seeing as how we can get Brisk Eagle, she probably is the best in her skills right now to really hit hard as far as a bomber unit. Now, I know a lot of you guys might have already, invested in Golden Pixie, and she's great. But if I was picking one, because you can only have one, you can't pair officers now. You can't put two on a unit or whatever. I would definitely go for Brisk Eagle. Then on your second bomber, Golden Pixie, and of course, Wings of Glory for your fighter. The fighter is just kind of like a safeguard or whatever. I see people in the field with a lot of fighters, but you also lose a lot of reserves off fighters. Okay, guys? And so with that being said, let's go back over to our units again so we can talk about those particular planes. So once again, I'm going to go, this is just how I feel. I felt like the Vanguard had a lot to offer, but if you only needed 2 units because you had super heavy, the fighter plane is better than the bomber. I definitely like the fighter plane a lot, other than the bomber. Martyr's Watch, they nerfed, even though it was, pretty good at killing a unit. Of course, guys, they, nerf that. So, and I'm not big on the fighter plane over there, but these ones are kind of mediocre to me. However, Camp Liberty does have pretty good balance right here with its firepower. It's very, very strong, even though the Vanguard intercepts really well. The, Liberty, once again, all about power. Look at the artillery. Look at everything. It's just boom, hitting the power. So you have a powerful fighter. You have a powerful bomber, you know what I mean, that bombs multiple grids. So definitely it looks like a lot of units within the Liberty faction to be able to get those camp buffs. Not so much on the Vanguard division. You could make it happen, but you're probably going to run out of units that you want to try to get for those 6, because it only has an anti-tank gun and no howitzer. And the Martyr's Watch, you can go around with rockets or whatever, but it's, they die really, really quick and easy. And you're stranded in the field, even though they're fast. The howitzer is okay. The planes are just okay. So yeah, that's my opinion on it, and that's what I would go with. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Until next time, guys, peace.